Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales set for UFC Mexico City on the 29th of this month. Raul Rosas Jr. is coming off a win over Ariki Lang. Vince Morales just fought a couple weeks ago and lost a decision to Elijah Smith. So he fought a prospect and he's fighting another prospect, and Raul Rosas Jr. Recently added to that card is also Zell Huber versus Hubbard.
Yeah, Mexico City. Gonna be here for a month. Yeah, let's get this going. Let's get started.
Movsar Evloev doesn't think that Magomed Ankalaev needs to wrestle Alex Pereira this weekend. He also adds that Pereira doesn't defend himself very well. He just believes in his power. Pereira does leave himself exposed to be hit, but this is also the kind of thinking that a lot of guys have that causes them to strike with him and get knocked out. Alex Perez's coach says that Alex is a legit black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's 3 years into MMA now. He's a real black belt now, like me and Glover gave him. Magomed Ankalaev is on a 13-fight unbeaten streak. There's some weird moments in there, like he beat Johnny Walker twice. He beat Cutelaba twice. There's a no contest in there. There's a draw in there. Nonetheless, he hasn't lost in 7 years. That's his only loss on his record, and that was literally at the last second of the fight against Paul Craig. One rumored fight for Movsar Evloev is Brian Ortega in May. Movsar is coming off a victory over Aljamain Sterling. Ortega hasn't fought since September when he lost a decision to Diego Lopez. Evloev and Ortega could happen with Topuria and Max leaving the division and Volk fighting Lopez and Yair fighting Patricio Pitbull. That leaves out of the top 5 Ortega and Evloev to fight. Josh Emmett's fighting Lerone Murphy. Giga Chikadze is fighting David Onama. Zalal just beat Cater. Bryce is fighting John Silva. And Dan Ige will be fighting Sean Woodson. Jalton Almeida tells Tom Aspinall, if the fight with Jones doesn't work, let's go, champ. Forget Gone. He ducked you before. He's ducking me now. Besides that, he already lost 2 times in title fights. And his last win was a robbery. Let's make Aspinall versus Almeida for the undisputed title. They could do that. If the Jones fight doesn't happen anytime soon, they just need to move on. In the past, Jones waited 3 years in between fights. Tony Ferguson says he will be fighting Dylan Danis May 11th in Los Angeles. He represents Team LA, Danis, Team New York City. Tony Ferguson says he was in talks to fight KSI. He says, first I was offered a boxing match with KSI. We were heavy negotiating, but we wanted to make sure everything was good. We're tired of losing.
I have to tell you, I packed up all my UFC stuff. I put it in bags, and it was the hardest thing I had to do. It was like a couple of days where it took time for me to be able to adjust. But it's going to take us in this class that we have for the GFL for 2025, especially May 11th, to come out there and make sure that everybody understands that we're not fucking around. We're getting paid right. We have teams. This is exactly how I liked it in wrestling. It might be an individual sport, but you're still fighting for a team. You get a pin, you get 6 points. And this is as close to like that kind of scenario as in like a professional, legitimate collegiate type of atmosphere where it wants to break into the new atmosphere. And I've been talking a lot, but I'm excited, dude. I want to be real with you.
These guys, coaching some of the young up-and-coming guys, I think that's great.
Eddie, do you think it could change the way the fans view our sport in any way?
It's hard to tell at this point. I like the concept. I hope this works. I mean, I think it's awesome. I can't wait. I mean, I hope it gets so successful that there's 32 teams and there's a draft and then players start getting traded. I can't wait for that, and I hope it happens.
That would be cool. Very cool. All right, well, let's get back.
Ibo Aslan blames staff for his performance against Cutelaba. I had to take antibiotics. Made me so sick. I feel incredibly powerless during game week. Team wanted me to withdraw, but I stood up and fought. Tai Tuivasa says, I've been on the UFC 9 years. I love to fight, but this ain't no easy sport. I've seen a lot of hate on my shit lately, and yes, I've been having a break, but I'm far from done. Some of you can't take your missus out for dinner, so don't be worrying about me, please. Tuivasa's lost 5 in a row. Second longest active losing streak on the roster. Number 1 is Andrea Lee with 6. PFL MENA, Middle East and North Africa. Season 2 coming in May. Turkey LL Sheik with Mr. Beast. Many surprises with Beast this year. This is the real influencer. What fight do you think I'll do with him? Mr. Beast is the undisputed champion of YouTube. Julius Walker returning in June or July. No clue who I'm fighting yet, for the record. I'll take on whoever, but it's not up to me. At the end of the day, it's what the managers are here for. I have the best one in the entire sport, Jason House. You can play Colby Covington in a poker tournament at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on April 2nd, Hollywood, Florida. Former UFC fighter Val Woodburn fighting April 5th in Combat Fight Night.
Yo, what's up, guys? Heading on to New York tomorrow, Times Square, live on the Zone, 3 p.m. Eastern, press conference for Ryan Garcia versus Rollies. What a great fight. Then you have Barboza versus Teofimo. That's going to be a banger. And then Devin Haney versus Ramirez. Woo! Don't count out Ramirez. Don't count out Haney. It's going to be a banger. See you tomorrow.
Kyle Bahia with a ballsy call out of Robert Whittaker. That's the fight to make. Power slap, definitely not a money laundering scheme. They're no longer with a Rumble. They're on YouTube starting Friday. Paige Van Zandt is on that card. Magomed Ankalaev 100% going to blame his loss on Ramadan. Just a built-in excuse for his display of low fight IQ. Ramadan going to be tough on him, but you got to take the opportunities when they come. Hope he's got a solid game plan to take him through these next 7 days.
We will get it tonight. Sterling got off to a pretty good start in that first meeting. A lot of offense early out of him. Jan with that patented high guard as usual.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Again, we're going to
Girls, fetch me my Grassy.
Here's your Grassy.
Grassy is supremely hydrating.
Is this really immune boosting?
Is it really immune boosting? Yeah, it's really immune boosting. Grassy reminds me of tea. It's very light and very refreshing. It's good. It's good. Grassy, fight for your wellness.